Hello everyone, you're watching the Super Saturday debate with me, Maria Shakil. The Liquorgate heat has now reached Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal's doorstep. The Delhi Chief Minister has been summoned by the Central Bureau of Investigation tomorrow. Kejriwal hit out at the centre and targeted agencies over the probe. According to sources, Arvind Kejriwal's link with accused Vijay Nair is under the lens. According to the central agency, Nair in fact orchestrated the entire liquor scam and is a close associate of the Delhi Chief Minister. Meanwhile, Aam Aadmi Party slammed the central government, alleging political vendetta, saying this is a bid by the centre to silence Arvind Kejriwal. The BJP also launched an all-out attack against the Delhi Chief Minister, claiming he is the kingpin of this scam. And amidst the ongoing turmoil, Arvind Kejriwal has received some unexpected support. Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge dialed Kejriwal today, expressing solidarity. Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar today came out in support of his Delhi counterpart by saying, quote unquote, everyone knows what the present government is doing. So question on today's Super Saturday debate is CBI summoning Kejriwal political vendetta or law catching up?
कल इन्होंने मेरे को बुलाया है, मैं जाऊंगा कल सीबीआई में और मैं फिर से अंत में यही कहना चाहता हूं कि प्रधानमंत्री जी, अगर केजरीवाल चोर है, केजरीवाल भ्रष्टाचारी है, तो इस दुनिया में कोई ईमानदार नहीं।
दिल्ली की सरकार एक ऐसा मॉडल पूरे 75 वर्ष में पहली बार निकल कर आया कि जो भ्रष्टाचार के खिलाफ आंदोलन करने की बात करते थे, आज भ्रष्टाचार के दलदल में डूबते हुए नजर आते हैं।
So is this really witch hunt against the Delhi Chief Minister? We have in the studio Priyanka Kakkar of the Aam Aadmi Party. Charu Pragya, BJP spokesperson, is joining me live. We have Sujata Paul of the Congress, Nirja Chaudhary, journalist, political activist, Ashwini Dubey, advocate of the Supreme Court, Shantanu Sen, former joint director of the CBI. I'm going to begin with Sujata Paul because today something really unexpected happened. From the Congress coming out all guns blazing against Kejriwal to now party president Mr. Kharge dialing Arvind Kejriwal before questioning tomorrow. What led to this change of stance and heart in the Congress party?
The topic that you're taking up today is that of corruption. And today I pay my respects to late Mohan Lal Raturi ji from Dehradun and Virinder Singh ji of Udham Singh Nagar, along with 38 other brave hearts who gave up their lives for our country. They were the CRPF Jawans who died in the Pulwama attack. And after that, a young man who lived about 500 meters to the right of my house, Major Chitresh Bisht, and 2 kilometers to the left of my house, Major Vibhuti Dondial. I pay my respects to them. And today is a day when we should be talking about corruption, corruption at the highest level, corruption by this government. And the questions that we ask them are, was Satyapal Malik ji making allegations that will get answers, or will there be no answers?
No, I'm asking you, are you standing in support of Mr. Kejriwal or you're not standing in support of Mr. Kejriwal?
I'm talking about corruption, and I will come to the point the way I want to, Maria, please allow. So when I talk about corruption, if you remember, this is corruption of the highest level because the Prime Minister asked for votes in the name of the Pulwama martyrs and they were not airlifted.
Ma'am, you have not answered my question and I want to understand from you, Priyanka. Would you say that this is a welcome stand of the Congress? And you know, what Mr. Kejriwal said today in the press conference was that everything is notional. But the CBI says that during the investigation, Manish Sisodia's secretary, C. Arvind, had told the enforcement agencies in a statement that Sisodia had called him to the residence of Sri Arvind Kejriwal and handed him a document containing the draft GOM report, on the basis of which he got typed the above mentioned document dated 2021 that was retrieved from another computer from the office conference. So if anything, C. Arvind revealed that everything was decided only when the Delhi Chief Minister wanted. So then how is the loss notional?
Good evening, Maria, to you and to your viewers. Let us not discuss what the Congress spokesperson was talking about, because it relates to the corruption at the highest order in the country. Let us not discuss about the CAG report about which there is no investigation, which says that the Gujarat government is giving out doles of 1.81 lakh crores to somebody from 2017 to 2022. There is no CBI going there. Let us not discuss about why Amit Shah ji should be summoned, because he thought Meghalaya, the Conrad Sagma of Meghalaya is the most corrupt man, and he has evidence to say that. Let us not discuss that. I will come to what you want me to discuss. Now, what you also, Maria, I with all due respect, I must tell you that please don't pay much heed to what the CBI or ED is showing or saying. I'll give you one simple example. You know, initially when this probe started, they planted this news which was discussed and debated widely, and I hope the BJP spokesperson apologizes for it today, that 140 phones were destroyed by the Aam Aadmi Party. Yesterday, when our national convener Arvind Kejriwal ji came out with the documents that have been submitted by the CBI ED in court, it was clear the talk was about 14 phones, 5 of which remain in the custody of CBI and ED, and the rest are also in use by random people. But CBI and ED have lied about it before the court. So we will definitely be going to the court against these officers who have lied, to make sure that we are defamed on national television. Secondly, I'll also quote another example of the same CBI that you talk about. There is no statement against Sanjay Singh ji, either in the 164 statement or the section 50 PMLA statement, but in the charge sheet his name is there, so that we can discuss about him being corrupt on TV debates. In the court of law, there is no evidence, no statement against him. Then again, we must discuss another example. Sameer Mahendru, for example, earlier they were saying that he is the kingpin. Sameer Mahendru, Arun Pillai, and one more person whose name I can't recall right now, Raghav Reddy. All these people on 10th March 2023 have filed an affidavit of petition before the court that ED forced them to give bayans against political leaders. So you see what will happen. It will take about 7-8 years to prove that we were right. What BJP is trying to do is manage the optics and not at all. Nobody can question their...
Charu Pragya, this is a serious charge that is coming both from the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party, that if anything, there is convenience misuse of agencies. And the agencies are being used by the centre to target its political opponents. Although the court really did not feel that, and the Supreme Court had dismissed the petition. Please go ahead and explain to us.
Can I please mention one more point since
yes,
you mentioned
please.
the Supreme Court?
Yes.
You must also ask her. The ED's director tenure cannot be over 2 years according to law, but they went back, changed the law, went against the Supreme Court judgment of 2021.
Go ahead, explain please.
Yeah, thank you, Maria, and good evening. I think it is a stand of convenience that both the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress take, sometimes shaking hands and pretending to be friends when it suits them, because they only want to defeat Prime Minister Modi. And at the times they have a go at each other's throats, and they have no qualms at all about changing their stand every single day on every debate I attend. I find it downright hilarious. In fact, I want to ask Congress what's their stand today. United opposition, or they think Mr. Kejriwal should go off scot-free? And if that's the case, you take back all your previous statements against CM Kejriwal. See, the fact of the matter is that from the very beginning, we have felt that in a state like Delhi, where everything is controlled by the boss of the Aam Aadmi Party, nothing can go on under his nose without his knowledge. In fact, it's such a rare situation that the Chief Minister has 0 portfolios. It is such a rare and a terrible situation that he chose to give over 70% of Delhi portfolios to 2 of his ministers, both of whom went behind bars. It's again such a rare situation that he was caught in this red-handed, and then he distributed these portfolios amongst other people, still refusing to take any responsibility whatsoever about what's going on in his government. So that's the reason, using basic logic, that I have always felt that he's the kingpin. He's the person who calls the shots, and he's smart enough to not sign on any papers, making sure someone else becomes the fall guy. Today, the CBI is going to summon him only when they have gathered sufficient evidence.
Then in that case, Shantanu Sen, the political slugfest that is happening over summoning of Mr. Kejriwal, you have heard his reaction that the agencies are in fact lying in the court. That's a huge allegation that has leveled against agencies.
No, and it's terrible. They are the ones who make sure that India's image goes down globally.
We are not talking about India's image.
When will the Prime Minister answer about RDX? When will the Prime Minister answer? How did 300 kg of RDX reach the site?
So exactly. So can you see what is happening here, Maria? No, it is about having faith in your own.
Can you answer about the allegations of
Shantanu Sen,
who was appointed governor of four different states?
Shantanu Sen, this questioning of Arvind Kejriwal, what does it mean for the investigation into this Liquorgate? One moment, please. Let me bring in Shantanu Sen, former Joint Director of CBI. Yes, go ahead, Mr. Sen.
This investigation on the Liquorgate arises out of an FIR, which is based on the complaint of the Lieutenant Governor. Actually, he made the complaint. The complaint may have been filed by somebody else.
Yes.
And that complaint is under investigation for a long time. This Liquorgate, or whatever you call it, the scam, is the handiwork of the entire cabinet. Because there was a cabinet decision. And the man who executed is Manish Sisodia. So naturally he's under the lens, and he is being investigated, and he has been arrested. Now, a notice under section 160 of the CRPC has been issued to the Chief Minister. If you read that section, it clearly says that the investigating officer can call anybody acquainted with the facts and circumstances of the case he investigated to state the facts of this case, and he will answer the questions truly. So the CBI investigating officer is exercising his powers under the Criminal Procedure Code under section 160 and has issued a notice to Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, the Chief Minister of Delhi, to appear before him and explain the facts and circumstances of the case as he is acquainted with them. That is the situation as far as investigation is concerned. Now the political heat which has taken place really arises out of disbelief in the CBI and disbelief in the investigation by different parties.
Do you think these investigating agencies have reasons to disbelieve the CBI and other investigating agencies?
Well, what has happened over the period of time is that the CBI, which really was created under the War Department in 1942, had every right to initiate investigation. That right has been increasingly taken away from the CBI. First, it was done by Rajiv Gandhi when he issued a single directive. Then it was done by the NDA government when they amended the CVC Act. Both these directives and acts were struck down by the Supreme Court, finding them unconstitutional. So the CBI's right to start an investigation was again restored. But in the 6th July Amendment to the Prevention of Corruption Act, which was done in 2018, 17A of the Prevention Corruption Act gives the right to investigate all corruption cases mentioned in the Prevention Corruption Act except one, to the power that that looks upon the CBI as its department. That is the government.
Okay. Ashwini Dubey, as the sources are indicating in this case, Mr. Kejriwal has been questioned neither as an accused or as a witness. So he has been questioned because of what has been said by C. Arvind and what has been said by others. Would you...
Please correct. He can only be called as a witness.
Yes. So he has been called as a witness. So my question then is, Ashwini Dubey, whatever is happening tomorrow, because, Aam Aadmi Party has planned a huge protest before he is, before he enters the CBI headquarters for the questioning, all that is putting pressure. How is that really putting pressure on the agency?
You see, the putting pressure on the agencies is a new term, new trend. It has started like that whenever any agency wants to examine some big people, then the glorification is started by the followers. Now, let us talk about the topic, the subject which we are discussing. Mr. Kejriwal has not been named either by the CBI or the Enforcement Directorate as of now. The notice which has been issued by the Central Bureau of Investigation only to join the investigation. Arrest is the fifth stage. Here, first stage is ascertaining all the facts and circumstances of the case. Then discovery of the evidences and corroboration of the evidences. Then the evidences whether against the Mr. Kejriwal are able to prove the prospective offense which will be registered against him with the specific evidences or not. Because we should not forget that there are the courts. And the criminal jurisprudence provides that every FIR has to taken to the logical end. And the logical end means with the sufficient evidences, it is to be filed before the court of law that the ingredients which has been invoked in the FIR in question are able to meet out. So where there are crime proceeds are interlinked, whether in the Delhi excise policy which is under challenge, which is being investigation, and whether there are violations at the behest of the Chief Minister as well, that will be decided tomorrow. But what we expect at the citizen of this country, that whenever the notice is issued, one should go and cooperate. If we are not cooperating, which means the rule of law is vitiated.
No, but how is he not cooperating? He is going...
You said that tomorrow protest is taking place. So protest is taking place vis-a-vis when there is investigation.
Fine. Neerja Chaudhary hasn't said a word. Neerja, looking at the politics of it, two events have happened in recent times which has seen unprecedented opposition unity. First, the disqualification of Rahul Gandhi, where all politicians across party lines and opposition condemned it, and now we are seeing the questioning of Delhi Chief Minister. Completely unexpected call that was made by Mr. Kharge to, Arvind Kejriwal, despite what was said by Jairam Ramesh few months back, that there is no question of engaging either with Mr. Kejriwal or with Mr. KCR.
And initially, when the summons came that he has to appear before the CBI, the Congress was cool. Congress didn't jump into... It's only today that Mr. Kharge did that call. Nitish Kumar has reached out. And yes, you're right. Rahul Gandhi's disqualification and Arvind Kejriwal's summons to be questioned are uniting the opposition parties because they realize that any of this fate can befall on them also. So that is one part of the story. The second political fallout is how much do the people sympathize at the local level or at the national level? Yes. Do they think it's a witch hunt, it's a vendetta, as you say, because Kejriwal in the Delhi Assembly spoke very, very sharply against the Prime Minister and, charging him of corruption and the money of Adani being of Narendra Modi himself. So, given all that, what is going to be the impact? Will it be that the BJP will be able to dent the clean image of Aam Aadmi Party, which the posters are now saying, and BJP spokespersons are saying, or will it create a sense of sympathy for Kejriwal and his team? Now that, and even if it creates sympathy, will the benefit go to Kejriwal at the Delhi level, but yet the Prime Minister continues to
The national level.
people in Delhi as far as the Lok Sabha is concerned. So all this needs to be watched very, very carefully. But my question, to people who know more on the panel on this is, if he is to only join the investigation, could not the CBI have gone to question him in his office? Why does he need to be summoned for interrogation, which gives the impression that he is an accused? He is not an accused. But it gives, and that also has a political fallout.
So the imagery of it, Shantanu Sen, quickly 30 seconds, and then I go back to the politicians on the panel.
You are right. This question raised by Ms. Mirza Chaudhary is absolutely right. The old CBI would have quietly gone to Kejriwal's office and examined him without anybody knowing. This is the new CBI. CBI, I don't know. We were under instructions to do our investigation silently, quietly, without publicity, because there was something known as the confidentiality of investigation. This is why the CBI, the perception of the CBI being the handmaiden of the government is arising. It may or may not be. Probably it is not. But the publicity, announcement, this is not done. CBI's manual was laid down by our founder, B.P. Kohli. He clearly said that you will investigate without fanfare. You will not know that your right hand what you are doing. Now this publicity, the country is today full of these complaints.
Yes, so the various agencies. Now let me bring in Charu Pragya, Priyanka Kakkad and Sujata Paul now. Priyanka Kakkad, first the question is, if it is about just joining the investigation, why make it about witch hunt and targeting? That's a question to you, and then I bring in other two. Please go ahead.
I think the Joint Director, sir, I respectfully agree with his opinion. He said that CBI is making a pomp and show out of it. They could have quietly gone and investigated. That's what investigations are meant to be. They are the ones creating this pomp and show on the beck and call of their masters. So this is what I'm repeatedly saying. CBI with a conviction rate of 3.96% and ED with a conviction rate of 0.5% today have lost all credibility under this corrupt government. It is seeped in corruption from head to toe, which no one wants to debate about. That is the tragedy that the country is facing currently.
Okay. Charu?
Okay. So I find it funny that Priyanka wants to blame the investigative agency instead of actually understanding that if PM Kejriwal was somebody who wanted to cooperate with any investigation.
We are cooperating since the inception. You've been investigating us since we came to power.
Okay, I really don't.
164 cases on us. Shunglu committee on us. Zero evidence. Only time wasted, money wasted of the exchequer. We are a government which provides welfare schemes to our citizens and yet give up revenue surplus budget.
Okay, one moment. Two states. Priyanka, let her speak. Charu.
Give me 2 states where she has a revenue surplus budget. Sara paisa apni jeb mein
डाल दे.
Charu. Yes.
Yeah, Maria, thank you. I think, the opposition spokespersons have taken this stand permanently that if they scream and shout on television, wrong becomes right.
2 states where you are in profit और अपनी जेब में आप पैसा नहीं डाल रहे. 2 states.
Can I please finish? Maria, can you please stop this heckling? Can you please stop this heckling?
Okay, go ahead. Charu, go ahead. 1 state. Okay. Priyanka. Charu, go ahead.
Sujata will jump in. So I request both of them to raise their arguments and not their volume.
That is corruption.
Go ahead, Charu.
Thank you. And then if both of them will speak again.
Please go ahead.
Maria,
make your point.
This is no way to conduct a debate. If both these ladies...
They are not saying a word. Please go ahead, make your point.
Okay, so first of all, if Ms. PM Kejriwal was somebody who even cared about the country, he would have stood up and said, yes, I'm being summoned and I will cooperate with the investigation. I will go. Instead of creating a circus around this and saying my people will be on the street.
Your CBI is creating a circus.
So, okay, Maria, please tell her to stop because I need to get my word out. When
will you investigate cases that have been alleged by Satya?
How do you expect me to speak with such a heckler on your show? I thought CNN was above all this.
Where do we speak? There's no investigation on you. I can't even speak on the debate. We can't call you corrupt in the parliament. You banned that word. Even on the debate, you will not let us speak.
I am urging you to step in because I do not stand for this.
Okay, Charu, please make your point quickly. Yes, go ahead, please, Sujata, wait. Let's no more heckling, please. Charu,
No, make sure Priyanka wait for
go
her turn.
ahead. Charu, Pragya, make your point.
See, the fact of the matter is, this is entirely deja vu. Do you remember when Manish Sisodia was summoned? What did all the Aam Aadmi Party people do? They came on the streets, they said he is innocent, we stand by him. The minute they understood there is evidence stacked against him, they washed their hands off him. So much so that within a week they made him vacate his bungalow. Today, when CM Kejriwal is summoned, instead of saying that we will not create a scene, we are the party with a difference. That's what they claim to be when they got elected and when they were formed. They want to create the same kind of a ruckus on the street. And like I said in the beginning, I cannot believe that a person who micromanages Delhi, who is the main person in their entire party, who is causing spokesperson to get so upset, they can only resort to heckling other people on television.
Okay, I have just 30 seconds for Neerja Chaudhary. Neerja, you know what is going to happen tomorrow and what does it mean for opposition unity? Because I am seeing some very, interesting axis of opposition emerge now.
Well, I think as we've seen the first signs, the opposition will get together on this, that they have indicated it. It's one more issue that brings them together on a common platform. That is the direction in which they will move. But, another question is, even as the Prime Minister has talked about cleansing politics, fighting corruption, corruption will become a non-issue increasingly if action is taken rightly, wrongly, but only against those opposed to the ruling
All right.
party. I think that is something one has to think about. It's been said often enough. And the political battle, Maria, is now going to hot up.
It will. We are seeing a lot of responsibilities being distributed between Mr. Kharge and Nitish Kumar. Thank you so much. Charu, Pragya, Sujata Paul, Priyanka Kakkar, Neerja Chaudhary, Ashwini Dubey and Shantanu Sen. That's all from me. I'll be seeing you next week. Thanks all.